So now this is Janet Del Castillo, and now I'm talking about school in San Francisco. We had moved from beautiful 503 Cole Street. We went to Los Angeles, we went to Las Vegas, and finally ended up back in our wonderful city, San Francisco, on California Street. Our neighborhood then was Clement Street, which now I think is very Oriental, but at the time it was mixed Russian and all kinds of ethnic groups. And right up the street was Star of the Sea School. And that's where my mother signed us up. It was a Catholic school. I was in the 6th grade at the time. And it turns out that for whatever reason, you had to pay your tuition at that school on the 1st of the month. And apparently my father was paid, I don't know, on the 15th or something. And apparently my mother had gone to the school and said, we'll always pay our tuition late. Now, I'm sharing this with you because these are the little humiliations in life that you may have and make you more sensitive to maybe other children if you remember them, these slights. So every month on the 1st of the month, there were 50 kids in the classroom. The nun sat up there on her desk and she'd call the kids one by one, and they'd walk up with their little envelope and they'd give their tuition to the teacher. And every month she'd call me up and she'd say, where's your tuition? And I didn't know that my mother had talked to the principal. I just knew that I never had the tuition on time. I only had it late. But she would berate me and nag me until I was in tears. And then I'd go back and sit down and be very humiliated. It was only years later that I learned that my mother had spoken to them and said, look, we can only pay on the 15th, not on the 1st. But I never knew that. And it was confusing to me because I thought nuns, you know, they were God's handmaidens and that they should be kind. And I know now, as an adult, that many were not very kind. I don't hold that against them because I understand where they're coming from, probably a lot of frustrated old women. And I got a good education there, but I also got a great deal of humiliation because we weren't part of the rich kids. One of the other things, we were seated according to how smart we were. So I and another boy were seated in the back of the class because we were exceptionally smart, yes, even though we weren't poor, we weren't rich. And so my friend Eddie, I'd have to say to him, Eddie, what does it say on the blackboard? Because I couldn't see it. I didn't realize that I couldn't see because I needed glasses. And he would always have to whisper to me what was written on the board. Well, one day, I guess the state or the city came through and they would test everybody's eyes. Now, this is in this late 50s, early 60s. And they found out that I needed glasses. What an unbelievable life I had once I put on a pair of glasses. I couldn't believe how clear everything was. I had no idea that I couldn't see because, you know, that's what I had. I had eyes. But getting glasses changed my life. It made me be able to see. So I recognized government programs really do a lot of good. And though we were, you know, I was a little bit shy about the fact that the school had to figure out we needed glasses, but it helped me greatly from then on. I could finally see the blackboard.